Meanwhile, Senate President pro tempore Loren Legarda have already spoken out against these harassments from China in the West Philippine Sea. She said the effective implementation of the Hague ruling is the government's duty, and it's the least the government can do for the next generation of Filipinos. Take a look.
The arbitral ruling, the breach of our national territory and sovereignty. And I believe that no elected official in this chamber today would allow this to happen. And so, my simple question to the good gentleman, what is it yet, Mr. President, can we do to help our country to assert our sovereignty and our ownership of the territory that these neighbors in Asia are violating repeatedly? And how else can we help fisher folks, families and communities who live in coastal areas? The effective implementation of the Hague ruling is our duty, and it is the least we could do for the next generation of Filipinos.
We welcome them. I think, Mr. President, part of my speech is to solidify and strengthen our strategic alliances. But beyond mere courtesy visits, I think we have to engage Malaysia. We have to engage Vietnam. We have to engage the other claimants, Mr. President, to make our positions unified. And that would probably include Taiwan. Taiwan has an island, is claiming an island near that area. So if you all do this together, I think we will have more teeth insofar as asserting the 2016 arbitral award.
May I add also the request of our fisher folk in that area, if I'm not mistaken, when we had one of these security meetings, was kung pwede natin daw silang pondohan ng mga big fishing boats, because they're using only very small katigs. If we can give them, maybe in the next budget, we can give them 200 large, medium-sized fishing boats, so that they can also swarm the fishing boats of the Chinese. You see, they do the swarm tactic. So if there are 200 Filipino fishing boats there of medium-sized capacity in that area, very hard for them to maneuver also.
Aside from setting up territorial defense in the West Philippine Sea against harassment and incursions of Chinese vessels, the Philippines should also protect and preserve marine biodiversity. Senator Legarda said agencies like the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources must intensify their presence in the Kalayaan Islands. Thousands of fisher folk benefit from the West Philippine Sea, especially those coming from the Ilocos region, Central Luzon, Mimaropa, and parts of the National Capital Region. BFAR Director Eduardo Gongona said 324,312 metric tons of aquatic products were procured from the West Philippine Sea in 2020, translating to 7% of total fisheries production that year. In November, the Chinese Coast Guard interfered in the retrieval of space debris that fell within the territorial sea near Pag-asa Island. Now, this was after Philippine personnel earlier detected the space debris within the country's territorial waters. A retrieval operation took place, but a Chinese Coast Guard boat deliberately interfered and cut the towing line to forcibly take the space debris. The Department of Foreign Affairs issued a note verbal to China in a continuous effort to assert the sovereignty of the Philippines over claimed territorial waters and has formally filed a diplomatic protest.